My name is Nelson Sanders. Right now we are in my area, Dandy, Detroit. We're located inside of the newly renovated Detroit is the New Black space, right here on Woodward, 1430 Woodward. What I do is custom clothing. Right now, primarily focusing on suits, overcoats, shirts, and tuxedos. When I was younger, as you may know, I was heavily into sports. Right. I thought I was, since the little league, played football, basketball, up until a couple years after high school, when the sports kind of really didn't pan out how I thought it would. But a lot of inspiration honestly comes from my pops. Being an old school Detroit cat, man, as a young kid, he would always tell me, okay, certain things I need in my closet, teach me how to sign my shoes, how to tie a tie, where to get a hat from, certain watches, and things and at that time it was just kind of one in one ear out the other. But as I got older, I started to realize I started to apply some of those things. And so my first job was in retail clothing. And at that time it was just a job. But as time went on, I found myself still working in retail. And as I phased out the sports, I started to gravitate more towards fashion and I guess more specifically style. Okay. So that kind of just grew as I continued working in retail, because I would start working at more higher end shops. But the past 4 years, I worked for another custom clothing company, and I learned a tremendous amount about business and more in-depth technical things, specifically regarding tailored clothing. We got a chance to go to Italy, and I learned a whole lot out there, from construction, fabric, style, all of the above. How does fashion relate to art? Well, I think it's just another way, like any expression of art, it's another way you express yourself through. It's personal to me because I guess going back to when I was younger, I wasn't very vocal. But as I got older, I started to realize I enjoyed expressing myself through how I dressed, and more so how I put my unique touch on it. Right. And me being from Detroit and being here and not leaving, and I think I kind of had I don't know, I want to say a chip on my shoulder, because I know a lot of cats that left the city, and some are coming back as Detroit is starting to pop. But Detroit, we always had our own identity and our own flavor. You know what I'm saying? There's different Detroit styles. You got your old, I don't want to say uncle at the picnic, but bold suits, vibrant color, big, suits, fuller cut. Right. But that's the Detroit look, though. They always had it together, with their hats, their watch, and how they put it together. You knew they were from Detroit. And then you have, for lack of better terms, the urban look, the cats wearing the Cardis and the, designer bold jeans and Gucci's and So, but I guess going back to the question, I guess it really is art, man, because for me, this is not work. Right. When I get up, I enjoy, okay, right. I'm thinking about a lot of things, from the weather to how I'm feeling to, maybe I just got this one cool accessory that I want to just highlight today, or right. It's a whole thing that I naturally kind of have fun doing. And that's just with somebody who sings or paints, or I think most people, at least, that are doing it for real, enjoy expressing themselves through whatever vessel or avenue they're taking. So I guess I do have a process, but I don't really think about it. Everybody, even if you aren't in clothing, most people have a routine. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to me, it's kind of just my mood and how I'm feeling, though. Because, I'm in the custom clothing business, so I'm wearing a lot of suits. I genuinely, at this point in my life, enjoy wearing suits a lot. When I was younger, to be honest, suiting to me specifically, it was man, anybody can wear a suit. You don't really got style. Like any guy can throw on a suit and like, oh, he looks nice. But as I got more into it, I realized it was a lot more than just the suit. You know what I'm saying? You know, from the fit, the fabric, how it's made, and then a lot of it comes down to the person and the artist. You know what I'm saying? Like how you, like what shoes are you wearing? What accessories are you wearing? What kind of tie to shirt like combinations are you doing? Are you dressing seasonally? Like a lot of cats don't. Oh, you like you wearing a wool suit in the summer, but they don't know it's different weights. It's you know there's some wools that lighter than the linen. You know what I mean? And it's just levels to it. Like the education part, and that is what I try to like really focus on. The details in the suit, and you know.
How many suits would you say you own at this point?
I mean, I've been doing the custom suiting for going on 5 years now, and you know, I have to dress up. I have to represent whatever brand I'm working for. Luckily, now I'm working for myself, which is cool. And this is actually what I'm wearing today is my first suit by myself, by my brand. I don't know, man. And then, like I said, I try to dress seasonally. So right now we're going into spring, summer, and I have my spring, summer suits, jackets, and trousers out. So I don't know, man. Maybe 15 for spring, summer. Throw a couple jacket, individual trousers in there. Vice versa for the winter, fall, winter. Yeah, like I mean, I know everybody can't afford custom suits. I know this may sound like cliche, but the fit, man, like you can go get a suit from XY department store for a few $100. Depending on your body type, because if you're, you know, at the extreme end of height or whatever, some people kind of need custom to a certain extent, but investing in a good tailor, I would say is key. But before that, understanding what a correct fit is, because some people don't know that. Like having, you know, the shoulder point to point correct, like where it's not too wide or too narrow. You know, not having a jacket where the sleeves are too super long when your arms are just relaxed. When your arms are relaxed, you want to show a little bit of cuff. Having the correct pant length. Just basic things like that. Knowing with your shirt, knowing your neck and sleeve length. Just like, you know, I think knowing those basic things first and getting an understanding of your measurements and what that translates to as far as the actual shirt or jacket or pant. And then finding something that works for you and achieving that fit with a tailor, or if you're fortunate enough, some guys that are shaped like mannequins can just walk into a store and fit something. It's so much more to the suit than me though. It goes all the way to grooming. Like you gotta have, you know, you wanna have a nice haircut. You want, like some guys frown their nose up at like getting a manicure, pedicure, like all that to me is a part of it. You know what I'm saying? If it's raining out and you walking around with a nice suit on, no umbrella,
you slipping.
You know what I mean? It's a whole, it's like, it's, I keep saying it's like, it's levels to the whole sartorial kind of gentleman world. You know what I mean? Man, it took a lot of other people, like friends and family, telling me like, dude, like you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was naturally always wanted to be the behind the scenes, but scene guy. I don't want to be in the forefront, like, yeah, you know what I mean? But at a certain point, if you don't step up and own it, it's like,
it's gonna come in.
You're gonna get, your moment is you're gonna miss it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I got so much further to learn and grow, but I am at a point where I'm confident in myself and what I'm doing. And to be honest with you, man, a lot of it is faking it.
Yes.
Because, like, I realized working with, let's say, lawyers and doctors and stuff like that, when you come into my world, you're in my world. Like, I'm not in the doctor's office.
Yeah, it don't matter.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you coming to me for my expertise. So you got to kind of relay that. You kind of convey that, rather.
Yes, right.
You know what I mean? You got to exude that confidence, because if I'm selling suits at $1,800 and you sit down in front of me, you don't feel confident in me, you're not about to spend that money. So even if I don't, which I'm not saying this a lot of times, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I guess the moral of that, you got to kind of be confident and own and step into that box, and you know. To be honest with you, man, I was racking my brains for a good few weeks on what I would call a brand. I knew the things I didn't want to have in the name. I didn't want to put Detroit in the name, just because it's getting so repetitive, and like burgers Detroit, T-shirt. It's like
Anything Detroit.
you know, I'm from Detroit, and this is what I'm doing. So I didn't want to put Detroit in the name. I didn't want to put my name in it either, because I didn't want to make it directly about me.
Yes, I agree.
So anyway, I wrote down a list of adjectives, verbs, and was kind of playing around with so many names. I liked a few things, but nothing really like hit me like boom.
Right, yeah.
So to be real with you, man, I text Raza
Okay.
that owns Detroit's New Black. And I was like, Raj, like, what if I had my own store, what do you think it would be called? I just asked her straight up.
Right.
She didn't respond to me.
Okay.
The next day, that morning and afternoon, she texted me Dandy. I was like, bam, like,
Right.
that's it. And then the definition of the word, I mean, that's what I'm trying to exude, you know, in the city.
Right.
You know,
Did you know the definition when she texted you, or was that?
I didn't know the Webster or whatever, but I knew what a dandy was. Pretty much a fly individual in all manners. You know what I'm saying? From how you dress to how you speak, how you carry yourself. It's a lifestyle. So, I mean, it just made sense to me to roll with that. The word dandy to me is a little bit more serious than I am.
Okay. Right.
In a sense where I am a Detroit dandy.
Right.
I just didn't label it that. Like, I'm a dandy with Detroit flavor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll show up to, I don't know how casual we can get here, but
Oh, go ahead.
like, I'm trying to give you an example of something I would do. It would like some fancy event, and I got a half pint of Hennessy in my pocket.
Right. In the back.
And you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, that's the kind of like, you wouldn't, before you, like, if you just saw me and didn't know me, like, oh man, this, you know, okay, well dressed, but you talking to me, I'm, you know, we get in the car, I got Sada Baby playing, like, that's the balance. That's
kind of required, I think, in a way.
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, like somebody can hit me up now after I finish up with you and like, hey, we going to get a drink here. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna go home and change, or we going to Target. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm comfortable, and that comes back to like me wearing something that's appropriate for the weather or the conditions that I'm in, to where I'm physically comfortable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Some people, I'm comfortable. I've been in the suit all day. Like, I have no shoulder pads in here. The canvas in here is really light. This wool is like very lightweight because I looked at the weather. It's like they're taking those steps. It's 2019 and people are doing a lot of, in my opinion, it's cool to be like people trying to be different too hard.
Yes. Right.
I feel like
Going out of their way to be different.
going out of the way. Now it's cool if you different and you got and it's genuine and you doing your own thing, But I think at the end of the day, man, if you've been around a minute, you can read certain things like, you know, some people aren't into suits, and that's cool. And when they have to put on a suit, you can see that they're uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? My style is not the, I don't know, the super Kanye, you know, I'm not wearing drop crotch sweatpants and oversized t-shirt just because I don't, that's not my style. Like, you know, but I respect cats that do that and it looks cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I mean, it simply is just being you. Like I got a homie, Kwaku. To me, he's one of the most fashionable people that in the city that I know personally.
Especially who doesn't wear suits, in my opinion. Like,
And he doesn't wear suits.
right, yeah.
He wears stuff that I would never wear. But I appreciate his style to the umpteenth degree, just because he's coming with funky hats and he's putting different fabrics and textures together that the average cat would be clueless on how to do and pull off. And he owns it. You know what I'm saying? And he's not faking. It's him. The advice I would give, like I was saying, as far as investing in a good tailor, knowing your proper, it's some guys don't even know their proper weight. They don't need their waist or sleeve length, neck size. So if you don't know the foundation, it's hard for you to understand what a good fit is supposed to be.
And to appreciate it.
And to appreciate, like, you know what I'm saying? Because when I was younger, I thought everything that was tight was a good fit. When I was 22, I'm like, it has to fit close and I got to wear it short. But as I got older, I'm like, okay, I'm a grown man. I can't be wearing like these, you know, I'm 6'4" and I'm kind of, you know, so you want something that fits you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as don'ts, I think it's just the complete opposite. You know, you don't want to wear things that don't fit you.
Right. Yeah.
It don't even have to be a suit. Like, you can wear a basic pair of chinos and a polo. If you 6 foot, 150 pounds wearing a 3X polo, that's, to me, not a good look. Right. Now you have different looks, right? You have, right now you see some guys wearing skinny jeans with the oversized tees. That's a look. Yeah. Knowing the size is, I mean, it'll get you a long way. Obviously, my newest venture just started this year, out on my own, doing custom clothing for, the brand is called Dandy. Located here in Detroit is the New Black. We're right downtown, 1430 Woodward, right a few doors down from the Shinola Hotel. So this is the main thing I'm pushing right now and trying to build the brand and keep it rolling. Like you brought up the scene. That's something I started, well, it's been 4 years ago now. That after I get everything kind of, you know, running smoothly, I'm definitely gonna rejuvenate that. The scene is a pretty much a conglomerate of different individuals I met over the years who are passionate regarding style, the city, Detroit culture, blase splee, and if it grew, man, and it hit a point where it was really popping, and we would go out every month. Never over choreographed or anything like that, but we would shoot high quality photos, video, and shout out to the video guys and the photographers that helped me out with that, to bring that to life. You know, so I just had a daughter a few months ago too, so thanks, man. Learning how to be a dad with starting a new business, and I work at the evening bar. I know it's still on the weekend, so yeah, man. But my website is up. Granted, it's kind of just a landing page right now. The website is dandydetroit.com, and the scene is The Scene Detroit. So that's THESEEN Detroit. I was gonna say you can also follow me on Instagram. My personal account is my whole name, Nelson T. Sanders Jr. And then the Dandy is dandy.detroit. Okay. Yeah, man. So check me out.